So the weather in this area, that'll about give a farmer or a seed dealer anxiety. The kind of high level big event that most people are familiar with is the derecho of 2020. So for me, first and foremost, when we talk about weather, the derecho in particular was interesting because as you drove around this area, the only corn that was standing happened to be short-statured hybrid corn. Almost everything else was relatively evenly wiped out just simply because of the power of that specific storm. We just seem to be in an area of high wind pressure. So there's certainly peace of mind as it relates to weather. The second part of kind of my thought process around short-statured hybrids is access. So as we understand more about our ability to interact with our plants and encourage yield and frankly ROI, we know access to our fields would be really critical. Right now that's really kind of limited to farm operations that run highboy type sprayers that have the high clearance to go over the corn that's 10, 11, 12 feet tall sometimes. So access is another big part of it. And then really the third part of the system as I think about it, or as I think about short-statured hybrids, every time that we've ever tried to push population to match a hybrid's bell curve for yield, we always end up with a really spindly plant. And it's interesting because if you would look at this plant, we have a similar stalk circumference and probably a higher tensile strength to the stalk than we have in conventional hybrids that are planted at 5,000 or 6,000 plants per acre lower. It gives me a ton of confidence in my ability to really do the two things I want to do, which is manipulate my plant population and then have access to my plant all season long. And then when I look at the grain on this, if we would go pull ears, you run a calculator on 42,000 ears that are built this way with that kind of stock strength, this is going to be a really, really impressive year for the short stature hybrid in this plot.